As a performer, your body is there.
Hi, I'm Mad Kate, and you're listening to Sweat, Sexuality, Work, Extraction, Art, Theatrics. Sweat is a series of conversations about performance and performativity of the sexual and sexualized body at work, where work is broadly defined as the labor of survival, the labor of care, creativity, and art. How exactly do we define our work, and how does that work entangle and circumscribe our sexual identities, our creative lives, and the ways in which we provide care? How do we perform tasks, acts of care, and identities? Anchored in our always already racialized and sexualized bodies, our complex intersectionalities, these conversations are a means of relating through work to each other. I hope they contribute to dialogues which normalize sex work as work and all work as deserving of respect, healthy conditions, and a living wage.
Done the work, so you actually know that I deserve to be here. But I wish that it would change from I need to prove myself for you to think I should be here. Whether I've proven myself or not, whether I've done it for 10 years, or even if I've done it for a day, if that's what I want to do and I'm here, then I'm here for it.
Today's episode is with the masked DJ, TMSKDJ, an electronic and African dance music DJ and producer based in Accra, Ghana. TMSKDJ is one of the few disc jockeys in Ghana breaking the status quo of disc jockeying with a versatile skill set of introducing and fusing alternative sounds to the Accra music scene, often electronic and African dance genres, in her live performances.
Remember how even DJs used to tell me that the kind of music you play in Accra, we don't think it will work in Accra. You should go to Berlin, you should go to Europe, you should go to South Africa. But 10 years later, these same DJs are like, okay, you were onto something.
If you've been following the show since the beginning, you know that it started in Kumasi, Ghana, with a series of questions around art, performance, race, sex, and labor. I used those interviews as the source of a 35-minute soundscape, and I was able to ask some Ghanaian producers to remix the soundscape into some dance tracks. And that's how I first got to meet TMSKDJ. So I think it's really fitting that she closes out the second year of Sweat in this final December interview. And I'm really pleased to have her on the show.
Oh, I'm doing great. I just came back from my boxing class, but I'm home.
And what kind of projects have you been up to lately?
So I do this pop-up DJ school, DJ Academy, with Where Are the Women. I also run a girls brunch company with two other friends. So that's what. And then just Saturday I celebrated my 10-year anniversary as a DJ. So it's like that's what I've been working on for the past few months, and we had an amazing party last Saturday to celebrate it.
Wow, that's awesome. So you're doing this Girls Academy, you just said? How does that function? Like, how often do you meet, and how do you do the workshops?
So Where Are the Women is like a non-for-profit women organization. So they collaborate with me and then Pioneer DJ, and then we offer DJ classes to young women who want to take up DJing and production.
That's wonderful. And what kind of equipment do you use when you're teaching folks to DJ?
So because it's a Pioneer DJ sponsored thing, they sent us the DJ FLX. So we have that. That's what we teach the students with. So we use that in a record box.
How long have you been doing that?
We started last year. So we do it in such a way where maybe we run a 6-week course, so twice a year.
That's great. About how many young women have you had in the program?
I think for the last one, we had about 6 of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6 of them.
What kind of environment do you feel that women are facing in terms of getting into DJing? Why do you feel like a program specifically for young women is so important?
That's even a personal thing for me because I when I started DJing, there weren't a lot of women DJs in Accra. It was just about 2 or 3 women to look up to. So I want to create the community or create an atmosphere whereby young women who want to DJ know like there are a lot of people, a lot of women they can look up to. Because when you're doing something that you are clueless about, the more people you learn from, the easier it is. So I want to kind of create that platform for them because I didn't have it then.
Yeah. So you said you started DJing 10 years ago. How did you feel confident enough to go into it without having those people to show you the way? Having older women showing you the way?
Maybe about 3 years into it.
You started gaining confidence, you mean?
Yeah, to be able to do stuff on my own without like I just could like come into my own, find my own gigs, how to go about my own gigs, negotiate my gigs, how to get recurring get clients and all. I didn't grow up thinking I was going to be a DJ. I mean, I like music and all, but I never for once thought I was going to be a DJ as a career path. But I did it for a while, and then I realized that okay, cool. It's like I'm putting so much energy, so much time, and money into this. So it's not something that I'm doing for fun, but it's something that I have to build upon and keep building upon to make a name for myself in the city that I'm in. So I just decided to put everything that I have into the art of DJing. I started learning more. I started meeting people, asking questions if I didn't understand, basically researching. And yeah, I just applied my basic survival knowledge to it, and I gradually started to make something out of it. Because when I started DJing, I was in uni, so it was more of playing for the hall parties, the birthday parties around campus. But even that, like I said, I was doing it like, okay, I just have time on my hands, so I can do this alongside whatever it is that I was studying in uni. And this was my second year. By my fourth year, I felt like whatever it is I was studying in uni didn't matter to me as much as the DJing did. It's sort of a passion that crept up on me. I didn't even know I loved it that much until I started doing it. So then I decided to put all my energy into that. So after uni, I didn't go out looking for a job to work or anything. I just started DJing straight from uni and DJed out of uni, and that's what I've been doing for the past 10 years.
What were you studying at uni?
Sociology. So even that wasn't what I wanted to study. Initially, I applied for business administration. I've always been like a business person. But with the way our schooling system was set up, you can't, like, there's always a cutoff point. So not everyone can go into that class. And I didn't want to stay at home just waiting till I could get into the business class. So I was like, the second option they gave me was sociology. And I'm like, cool, I'll just do the sociology. And even when I was in the sociology, I started doing a part-time course in an accounting school. But when I did the first course for that, that was when like I realized I didn't even have the mind anymore to study. Like I was focused more on the DJing, so I didn't go back to Ray as well.
When do you feel like you first became a working person?
Oh no, I was a student before I became a DJ. So let's say when I was like 20, I started DJing at 20.
And that was your first job?
Yeah, that was my first job.
So, like, the first time you ever got paid proper was when you were DJing?
Yeah, I'm a full-time DJ.
That's amazing. I feel like that's a dream for a lot of people. Does that mean you've never had any other jobs in your life?
No, I haven't. Every other job I've had in my life has to do with like it's an extension of the DJing. So then there's a bit of music production. There is touring my own events, helping with the pop-up school. But everything I have done now, it's an extension of the DJ. But I haven't worked anywhere else. No.
So, one thing I'm wondering about is when you started out, did you feel like there was sexism in the DJ world? Or what sort of environment did you encounter?
Yeah, I think so. Just that I mean, they didn't say it, but like when you look at how some of the guys behave when you have a gig, they make you feel like you don't belong there. It's a man's world, that kind of thing.
Okay. Does that still continue on, or do you feel like that's starting to change a bit?
I can't. For myself, I don't know. I think maybe it's because I've been able to make something for myself out of DJing and the community here. So I've kind of passed the stage where maybe a guy or someone else is going to make me feel like I don't belong there. Because wherever I find myself, I have worked for it and I have worked towards it. So you can't. It's like you can't ignore the work I have done. You can't make me feel some type of way about it. But I can't say same for other women DJs. I can't speak for them on that.
Mm-hmm.
But even still, I don't think I get it as much as when I started DJing in the beginning. Because like I said, I've done the work. So you actually know that I deserve to be here. But I wish that it would change from I need to prove myself for you to think I should be here. Whether I've proven myself or not, whether I've done it for 10 years or even if I've done it for a day. If that's what I want to do and I'm here, then I'm here for it.
Yeah, absolutely. When you just had your 10th anniversary, did you feel like you were supported as well? Like not just by other female musicians and DJs, but also a lot of guys showing up? How was that for you?
Oh yeah. I was like, even I was watching the videos from Saturday, and I realized that all through my set, most of my male DJ colleagues were with me on the stage, just like hyping me up, encouraging me, congratulating me. So yeah, they did support me. They did in different ways actually. They did support me.
That's so wonderful. So I'm curious. Of course, I'm sure you've been asked many times before. Why do you like to DJ in these amazing masks that you have? I'm noticing you have one on right now, which looks. I can't see it so well, but it looks pretty colorful.
Yeah, my studio light is really dim. So with the mask, so it comes back to your second question because I've been DJing for 10 years, but I've been wearing the mask for 7 years. So I was like, you've been in Ghana before, and you know how Ghana is heavy on Afrobeat, hip life, high life, dancehall, and every other thing except electronic dance or African dance music. So when I started DJing, I personally loved dance music. I was listening to a lot of dance music from South Africa and Europe, and I realized that if I wanted to go to a place where I could just listen to something like this, it was difficult. Like there weren't places that were playing that kind of music. So I said, look, I think these are the types of music that I want to play in Accra. And in making that decision as well, when I started DJing, I was very, very shy and introverted. So I wanted to create like a safe space for me. And even one of the reasons why I decided to create a safe space, like we were saying, someone like a guy made me feel uncomfortable on a set once. And I wanted to create like my own world where any other thing or any other person doesn't matter. It's just me and then the music that I'm playing out. So I had this plain white mask and I decided to wear it. And even though the feedback was weird in the beginning, it was really, really weird. But gradually, I kept doing it. And then I had a friend who just randomly designed the first one. So then it became a thing. And then I started collecting. So whenever I get a plain one, so now I've gotten to a point where even artists text me and say, look, I want to design your mask. Like this particular one I'm wearing, it's a three-piece. So I've got three from one particular artist. She's called a female painter. She just texted me and said, look, I want to put one of my murals on your mask. And I said, instead of doing one, I'll send you three pieces and then you do it. And then she did three amazing pieces. So I used the first one for Fusion in Germany in July.
Wow.
And then there's this one. And then the third one, which I had never worn before, I used it for the anniversary party on Saturday. And even just yesterday, someone texted to ask if they could like do a new set for me. So it's become something where even though I wanted to hide with the mask, it's become one of the things that draws people close to me. And I like the fact that I can carry different artists with me because wherever stage I'm on, this is literally the female painter. So you get people asking, oh, who did this? Who did this? And then you get to show them their work. Yeah, so that's basically how the mask started and it has come to stay.
They're so beautiful. Do you know what's being depicted on this mask that you're wearing now?
In fact, now that you've asked me, I think I'll ask her so that she gives me the inspiration behind each mask because I don't know where her head was at when she was doing them, but she's the best person to explain what they mean.
One thing I noticed that when you wear the mask, your gender is a bit unclear from your photos. Is that also part of the idea?
No, that wasn't the reason, but now it's become one of it because I get people texting me, hey bro, hey dude, and I'm like, I'm a woman. I always have to tell them I'm a woman, but yeah, it comes with it, I guess.
Is that something that you like to kind of perpetuate, like that people aren't quite sure?
Nah, I think it's really cut out, like it's clear.
Is your gender important when you're DJing, or is it rather that you'd like people to not think about that so much?
No. It isn't. It isn't. So it isn't at all because, like I said, one of the main things about the mask for me was to just play the music, like just focus on the music, not even me. Like it's just about the music. I wanted them to enjoy the art of DJing. So I'm not really bothered now that people assume that okay, it's either a man or a woman. Like I don't pay attention to that.
I see. And what about your sexuality? Has your sexuality ever come into you as a DJ?
So if it's one thing that I don't do, especially because of where I find myself. I don't bring my I don't put sexuality and my work in the same. I don't know how to say, but yeah, I don't bring it together. I don't bring it together because I'm in a very Ghana is a very like I don't know the word to use, but a conservative country. So
Yeah. What's happening right now in Ghana in terms of how sexuality is regulated?
I try to stay out of it, but it's also some way because you can't stay out of things that involves you. Like, but basically, right now I know like there is a group of people. There are a group of people that are trying to like pass a bill in parliament to criminalize. What's the exact word they used? I'll have to check it out. But yeah, there's someone pushing for a bill in parliament right now against the minority.
Right, right. And are there people actively working against this?
Everyone is trying to lend their voice, trying to do what they have to do, but Ghana's a very conservative country, and once you throw religion into the mix, people get confused and they think what they believe in supersedes what every other person believes in. So then they want to impose their beliefs and views on every other person. So that's the challenge everyone who is trying to go against that is facing because majority of the country thinks, oh, okay, we are Christians and we don't want to offend God, and they have all these weird ideologies. So I don't know something that the majority supports. Like there's a lot of hate actually, and it's like this particular bill has brought about like it's giving people like audacity. It's giving people the nerve to do the absolute most. Like for example, I know there was a lawyer who wasn't called to the bar even though she had passed all her exams, but they didn't call her to the bar because someone reported to the governing body of the law of the lawyers and reported that she claims she's LGBTQI, and because of that she wasn't called to the bar, and it was such a huge case on Ghanaian media and radio as well because you don't what I do personally shouldn't interfere with what I'm doing. Like I've gone to school, I've paid my fees, I've passed my exams. You can't tell me because of what I identify as you will not call me to the bar. So yeah, people are working aggressively to make sure this bill is passed, but also on the other end, people are also working and hoping it will not be passed. So it's like everyone is in the middle. Like there's a high possibility of it being passed, and there's also a high possibility of it not being passed. Everyone is just stuck in a limbo right now.
Do you know when this might be sorted out?
No, because I know to get a bill to pass into a law, it has to go through different stages. So I know they are at a particular stage, but like they keep advancing closer.
That's a hard place to be in.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the space of DJing and making music is a safe space in general to express your opinions?
Oh yes. I always say like sometimes the best way to actually like put out how you feel is through your art. So any community that has like diverse artists or artists involved is easier to deal with certain societal issues using your art. So yeah, I think the music and production community is like it's a safe space, especially in the alternative side.
That's great. And this is a question around like your body when you're DJing. Does your body ever get tired, like doing this as a physical activity of being on your feet or staying up late at night? How do you actually feel physically when you're DJing?
I think getting that balance it took a lot of years. Let me say like maybe 9 years, because then there was like constant back pain. Your sleep schedule is all over the place, and I mean, if you don't sleep well, then you can't eat well and you can't be fit as well. So last year in October, I did a boiler room set in September, and when I saw the videos, I was really hyped that day because I'd always wanted to do a boiler room, so I was super excited, and I think that excitement could show in how I was DJing. And after I watched that video, I was like, okay, look, you need to put like more energy into your sets because even just this little energy you've done, it looks good, it feels good. So you need to put in more energy. So boiler room was in September. In October, I signed up for a cross training and boxing class. And then I started like paying attention to what I eat, how I eat, what time I sleep. I cut out alcohol, Yeah, and then I was just training twice a day. So I think that has helped because now I realize that how I even move during my sets is different from way before when I wasn't exercising or I wasn't taking my health and fitness journey serious. But now that I'm doing all those things, like it's fun. It's I don't know. It gives me something to look up to. Like I said this morning, I just came back from my boxing class and I feel pumped. I feel energized. Whereas at first I'm like, okay, like what's up? What's next for the day? So yeah.
I don't know. I've never done boxing, but I can kind of see this kind of motion somehow being connected to also DJing. I mean, I guess it reminds me more of like when you have record players, but still this kind of motion, twisting, like having the energy from it. You said you're training twice a day?
Yeah. So I do either boxing or cross training in the morning, and then in the evening I do weightlifting.
Wow. And what about in those contexts as a woman? Are you also welcome in those contexts or is it also unusual?
Oh, I think that's fine. For when it comes to working out, no one has made me feel any type of way about it yet. Yet. Yeah, I think both spaces I go to for training are very safe when it comes to women.
What do you think about it makes you feel safe?
Okay. So the whole customer experience, especially like the one where I do the boxing and the cross training, that's like it's a wellness center as well. So it's like they take your whole well being, mentally, emotional, into consideration when you are working out with them. And I mean, being there for a year, how they respond to me or how they relate to me actually is what makes me go back every morning. How they take care of me mentally, emotionally, and my physical well-being is one of the main reasons why, like, I get the motivation to get up and still go. Because this is not the first time I've tried a fitness journey, but this is the longest I have done it. Like I know I did it. The longest I've done it till now was 3 months, but I've been able to do a year. And I think when the place I go to, they are very, very like focused on not just your physical, but like they need you to be in the right frame of mind. And I like it. Like I really like it for me as a person, both in my personal life and my DJing life as well.
Have you personally made this link between your physical and mental health your whole life? Is this something that you grew up with or
Not
supported by your family?
necessarily. It was just like in my older years, and then I started realizing that the more physical I am, the more like free my mind was. But it was just a once in a while type of thing. Maybe a month you just do one swim and you go for swimming once, or you play basketball with your friends once, and it was just a random thing. But when I started like doing it actively, I always tell my friends that I feel like I'm in a better headspace than I was like a year ago.
You grew up in Ghana, right? You grew up in
Yeah,
Accra, or is that where you were
yeah, in
born?
Accra.
I don't know how it is in Ghana, like how apparent the differences in terms of class are. I'm a little curious. How does your socioeconomic class influence where you've had access or the kind of choices you've made in life? I don't know anything about what your class background is, but I'm just curious if you have thoughts about that.
Yeah, I can't really speak on that because being a DJ in this city has given me like certain access that I wouldn't have gotten if I wasn't a DJ. So I can't really speak on how my socioeconomic background would work in this case, but I know that being a DJ, being a creative, has put me in certain spaces that my socioeconomic situation will not have put me in. But also, Ghana is a country whereby access is really reserved for the rich and powerful. So you just have
Hmm.
them, and then you have people who are considered to have made something for themselves in the area of arts, sports, and media. Yeah. But generally, if you are not from like a certain background or a certain level, there are some things you probably will not even hear of. There are some places you will never even enter because you've not even heard about it. Like it's not your type of thing.
What is your background like? How did you grow up, if you are willing to share that with me, like in terms of your class?
I think I grew up from like a middle class family. My mom was a teacher. My dad was a businessman, so he and his friend, like, they sell drugs, medicine, clinic supplies and drugs to hospitals and clinics in Accra. Yeah, but I think it was pretty okay. We were four kids. I'm the second out of four girls. And yeah, so it's been okay. It's been okay.
Do you was listening to music something that you did since you were a kid? Was that always
Yes,
part of your
yes,
life?
a lot actually, a lot. That's how I'm not surprised I grew up to be a DJ. I really, really liked music when I was growing up.
Was it something that your parents influenced you, or like who were your main influences in getting you into music? How did you find your way there?
I can't even tell. But yeah, I think generally my household liked music. Yeah, I remember my mom and her siblings used to sing a lot at night. Like they just had their own sibling choir that they used to sing once in a
Yeah.
while at night. Yeah, my grandpa too had like a record player that he used to bring out like every Sunday to play music. And then my dad was like a huge reggae head, and he had like
Uh-huh.
this bag full of reggae cassettes. But I'm not really like a reggae kind of person, but like I remember him playing a lot. I guess when I started growing up, I just realized I was really interested in pop culture. So it's like I was really like looking out for, okay, what's the like latest news in town? What's the latest track in town? Like what are people listening to? And I think I just started following that, started following some nice radio shows. So I'll just put in my cassette and record whatever the DJ is playing, then I can listen to it later, that kind of thing.
Oh, right on. So you would actually record from the radio onto tape cassettes?
Yeah, so that I can listen to it again.
Oh, that's great. I used to do that too as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how come you got into electronic music?
I can't even remember how and why I love electronic music so much. I can't even like remember what exactly that made me love it. I've been trying to figure it out lately, but I can't just seem to remember what the shift was. I just know I love electronic music.
Who are some of your favorite artists? Do you have some favorite electronic tracks?
Yeah,
Lately,
like
let's say.
there's one that I played from this South African guy called Osama. It's my favorite like dance track in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's my favorite. But aside that, yeah, there are so many people. I like Black Coffee. I like Shimza. There are so many people I actually like and look up to when it comes to electronic music.
How do you feel electronic music is viewed in Accra? Are people open to it, or is it still unusual?
Now it's not because I've been doing it for 10 years, so they've come to a place where we actually like getting a community for it. But in the beginning, it looked unusual. I remember how even DJs used to tell me that the kind of music you play in Accra, like we don't think it'll work in Accra. You should go to Berlin. You should go to Europe. You should go to South Africa because we don't think it'll work in Accra. But 10 years later, these same DJs are like, yo, like, okay, you were onto something or you are onto something. So it's like I've created an electronic dance music community, and now there are so many DJs, so many collectives, so many sound systems that indulge in electronic and African dance music.
Yeah. How do you think that electronic music and specifically like the Ghanaian musical traditions have mixed together? Like, what makes it specific, like a specific blend? How would you describe that?
So most of our Afrobeat songs, or let's say highlight songs, we are also like fast paced, very kick drum, high, low drop kind of thing. But I think even myself, I didn't even make that connection. It took me a while, like last year, before I realized that no, we have some songs that are actually like African, like Afrobeat songs, but they are actually electronic music, like inspired, or vice versa. So even now, what I do mostly is I try to infuse like dance music from Ghana into my sets as well, because I realize there are some songs that have similarities or actually are like influenced by electronic music.
It seems like you've been coming to Europe now quite a bit more. How does that feel for you to be DJing in Europe?
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's not something that's far fetched from what I've been doing in Accra. Probably if I wasn't doing electronic music, then the scene will look different. Looking at some of the places I went to, but because I've been doing it a while, like I've been doing it for a while now, it looked like I was home basically. Like the difference wasn't much because the songs I'm playing here are songs that I can play there. I don't need to like make a whole playlist change just because there's a difference in my geographic location.
So you can bring some of your Ghanaian dance songs inside of your sets you play in Europe, and
Yes.
like some of the songs maybe that you're influenced by being in Europe back to Ghana.
Yes, that's what I've been doing since I came to Ghana, actually.
How do you feel as a Black African DJ in Europe? How do you feel like you're treated? What have you noticed in a more white context?
I don't. That's why I was saying that I think sometimes because of my experience and how far I've been able to come, being who I am gives me like certain access. Because when I came to Germany, I like all the DJs I met or all the DJs I spoke to were really like hospitable. They were really like they were open to communicate, to network, to connect. I didn't find it as difficult like I thought it was going to be like. And now I've made like I've got friends. I can say I have friends in Germany now. Like I've got DJ friends.
I noticed that you played at Fusion, right?
Yeah.
Was it this past year?
Yeah, in July.
How was that? What was that experience like?
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. Even though I was super tired because I came straight from the airport and that was my first time in Europe as well. So it's like straight from the airport, drove like about 2 hours out. And right immediately I got there, like 5 minutes later, it was my set time. So I was at Fusion straight from the airport. No sleep, no rest. I was so tired. But yeah, it was worth it. I enjoyed the experience. The crowd was amazing. And funny enough, I met someone in Ghana last week who saw my set at Fusion. So she came to Ghana and she brought her friends to my event.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you put out a track in 2022. Do you want to tell me about your production and how? What are you using to produce music?
Yeah. Okay. So that song is called Laddy Daddy, and it was by I did it with one of my artist friends called S2E12. We just wanted to create like a feel good kind of summer pop kind of song because I'm still learning production. I don't consider myself a producer yet because I'm still in my learning phase. So I spoke to her and I was like, look, do you want us to do this together? And she said, yeah. I sent her the beat and then she came back with that one. And we worked on it together and then we got that song.
And do you feel like it's important for you to support other women producers? Has that been a part of your work?
Yes. That's like one of my main things now. So basically, I just want to support women DJs, women musicians, and women producers.
I'd love to know what is your goals coming up soon, like, or what kind of new plans do you have in the mix right now?
Okay, so I'm still, like I said, I'm still learning production. So I take classes with this guy who's also a producer. So that's majorly our focus for now. And then secondly, the anniversary event. So we called it a masquerade. So what I'm trying to work on now is to make like a masquerade, like sort of like a global party, starting with West Africa and then Europe, hopefully early next year. So I want to like take the party around different cities and collaborate with all the DJs that I have met in different cities around the world.
Cool. So it would be a party series called Masquerade?
Yes.
Would you invite other DJs to also wear masks like yourself?
When we did this one, yeah, we were selling masks at the gate. It's not this type of mask though, but like yeah, because we want everyone who was coming in to be masked. So that's what we are going to do for the subsequent ones.
How about your pay? And like, do you feel as a DJ like you are able to get paid well enough? Do you feel ever kind of exploited through your work?
In Accra, a lot of people like to make you do things all in the name of exposure. But that was in like the earlier parts of my career. Yeah, because right now, if you call me and you tell me I should come and DJ for exposure, there's no way I'm going to come. But there are also people that I do gigs for where I don't even give them a fee. Like, I don't tell them how much to pay me because they are basically family. Like, it's a hand go, hand come sort of situation. So they offer me what they want, and if it's fair, I do it. But then there are some people too or groups that it's non-negotiable. You have to pay me my rate or I'm not doing the gig at all. So yeah, when you start out, you'll be exploited, you'll be underpaid. But now I have like the experience to back whatever it is I'm charging you. So you can either decide to pay or not pay. And I can also decide to show up or not show up. Yeah, but generally, I think Ghanaians can pay DJs a bit better. Like, we need to move away from the fact that they think it's your hobby, so it doesn't need to pay you that much. People still have that notion, and that's wrong. But I think I'm okay.
You just heard from producer, DJ, and organizer TMSKDJ, the Masked DJ, an electronic and African dance music DJ based in Accra, Ghana. She's one of the few disc jockeys in Ghana fusing Ghanaian music and electronic beats in her live performances. Collaborating with Where Are the Women, she runs a DJ academy for young women producers and DJs, and she's always wearing a mask. You can read more about her and her work in the show notes. I'm Mad Kate, and you've been listening to Sweat, a series of conversations about performance and performativity of the sexual and sexualized body in work. The theme music was composed by me and features the voice of performer and actress Lori Baldwin. Sweat airs every second Tuesday of the month at 13 hours Central European Time on Collaboradio, Free Radios Berlin-Brandenburg. Broadcasting on 88.4 FM in Berlin, 90.7 FM in Potsdam, and streaming online at fr-bb.org. Afterwards, it's available for streaming wherever you get your podcasts. It's been such an honor to be doing this podcast and radio show for Collaboradio for the last 2 years. And as we close out the final show of 2023 and enter a new season, I want to mention that next season I'm hoping to focus on labor organizing and unions and about new visions of thinking about work, care, and money. I also want to mention that this year has been particularly challenging, seeing the violence in Gaza and violences around the world in a particularly intense and, let's say, televised way as we watch them play out on our social media and screens. It's been difficult to carry out so-called life as usual, to continue to be artists when the structures which make our art possible are also always connected to structures of violence. I'm hoping that as we go forth, we can make choices in our work and in our art that help to create conditions in which nonviolent choices can be made, in which we support nation states and structures to make nonviolent choices, and in which we can begin to dismantle some of these larger structures of violence that prevent us from the care we'd ultimately like to see in the world.